The phone rings. It's that familiar sound that cuts right through a quiet afternoon. You pick up, a casual hello on your lips. And then the words hit you. A few sentences that don't quite land at first. They just hang there in the air, feeling heavy and unreal. The world, which felt so solid and predictable just a moment ago, suddenly feels like it's shattering. Your heart starts pounding against your ribs. The edges of your vision might get a little blurry, and the voice on the other end of the line sounds distant, almost like it's underwater. A cold wave washes over you, but you're also hot. Your skin suddenly slick with sweat. You might even feel dizzy, like the floor is tilting. That feeling? It's not just in your head. Your body has just pulled a primal, powerful survival alarm without asking for your permission. So let's break down what's actually happening to your body the moment you get shocking news. Before your conscious mind can even start to process what you've just heard, your brain has already flagged a threat. This isn't a logical thought. It's a deeply ingrained, evolutionary response that's all about one thing: survival. The first to kick into gear is your autonomic nervous system, specifically its sympathetic branch. Think of it as your body's emergency broadcast system. Within milliseconds, a part of your brain called the hypothalamus sends out an alert. This triggers an immediate surge of hormones, mainly adrenaline, from your adrenal glands. You've probably heard of this. It's the fight-or-flight response kicking into high gear. Your heart rate and blood pressure shoot up. That's your body trying to pump oxygen-rich blood to your major muscles and brain as fast as possible. You start breathing more quickly and shallowly, trying to get more oxygen to fuel this new state of high alert. Your pupils dilate, not because the light changed, but to let more light in, sharpening your vision to better assess the danger. Your body also starts rerouting blood flow away from anything that's not essential for immediate survival, like digestion, which is why your mouth might go dry or you feel a knot in your stomach. Your muscles tense up, ready for action, which can often show up as uncontrollable trembling or shaking. All of this happens in less time than it takes to hang up the phone. It's an ancient, automatic, and incredibly powerful reaction to a modern-day shock. While that first jolt is almost instant, a second, slightly slower wave of chemical messengers is already on its way. This response is run by something called the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, or HPA axis for short. You can think of it as the brain's chain of command for managing a crisis that might last a little longer. Here's how it works. The hypothalamus, after sounding the first alarm, sends a signal to the pituitary gland, which then tells your adrenal glands to release the most famous stress hormone of all, cortisol. If adrenaline is the sprinter that gets you out of the blocks, cortisol is the marathon runner, there to keep you going. Its main job is to keep your body in that heightened state. It does this by pulling sugar and fat from your body's stores to give you a continuous supply of energy. It even has anti-inflammatory properties, which would be super useful if you were physically hurt. But this cortisol flood has a major side effect. It can mess with the parts of your brain in charge of rational thought and memory, like the hippocampus. This is why, in moments of intense shock, you might find it incredibly hard to think clearly, follow what someone is saying, or even remember exactly what happened. Your brain is literally prioritizing raw survival over complex thinking. You're running on pure instinct, fueled by a powerful chemical cocktail that has hijacked your whole system. While your body is preparing for a physical threat, your mind is just reeling. It's trying to make sense of something that shatters your understanding of the world. This is where psychological shock kicks in. Many people describe a feeling of unreality, almost like they're watching a movie of their own life. This is a defense mechanism called dissociation, where your mind creates distance from what's happening to protect you from the full emotional blow. You might feel numb, like you can't cry or feel anything at all. This mental state is often paired with a third survival response we don't talk about as much: the freeze response. You might find yourself physically unable to move or speak. Your heart rate, which was just pounding, might suddenly drop. And this isn't a weakness. It's another ancient survival instinct. For some animals, freezing helps them avoid being seen by a predator. For a person processing devastating news, it can feel like a total shutdown, where the brain and body are so overwhelmed they just pause. You might feel a sense of dread, your limbs might feel heavy, and it can even be hard to breathe. You might also get a mental fog, where it's nearly impossible to concentrate and your thoughts feel scattered. This mix of feeling numb, being unable to move, and feeling confused is your brain's desperate attempt to shield you from a reality that's just too painful to take in all at once. This is such a human experience, but it can feel incredibly lonely. Have you ever felt that sudden jolt, that feeling of your world just stopping? If you feel comfortable sharing, let us know in the comments what that was like for you. Sharing our stories is a powerful way to remember that we're not alone in these universal reactions. That intense initial shock can't last forever. Your body simply isn't built to stay on high alert indefinitely. As the adrenaline starts to fade, you move into the aftermath, which often feels like a turbulent sea of emotions and pure physical exhaustion. The numbness that might have been protecting you will likely start to fade, and what's underneath can be raw and intense. This is when waves of grief, sadness, anger, fear, or guilt can wash over you. You might find yourself crying uncontrollably, or lashing out because the situation feels so unfair. These emotional releases, while draining, are a critical part of the process. It's also really common to have intrusive thoughts or images, replaying the moment you heard the news over and over in your mind. And physically, you're probably going to feel completely wiped out. Your body has just gone through something massive, burning through its energy reserves. Muscle aches, headaches, and digestive problems are all common as your body comes down from that high-stress state. It can be hard to sleep, and many people have insomnia or nightmares as their brain continues trying to process what happened. This period is tough, but it's a necessary part of the journey. Your body and mind are starting the slow, hard work of trying to make sense of this new, painful reality. Healing from a profound shock isn't a straight line, but your body and mind have an amazing ability to heal. The most important thing to remember is that these intense reactions are a normal and understandable response to an abnormal event. The first step is often just giving yourself permission to feel whatever you're feeling, without judgment. One of the most powerful things you can do is reach out for support. Talking about your experience with trusted friends, family, or a professional can help you process everything and feel less isolated. Even just being around people who make you feel safe can be incredibly grounding. Simple self-care practices can also help regulate your overstimulated nervous system. Things like deep, slow breathing can activate the part of your nervous system responsible for rest and digest, which helps calm your whole system down. Grounding techniques like focusing on the feeling of your feet on the floor or holding a comforting object can pull you back into the present moment when you feel disconnected. Gentle physical activity, trying to stick to a routine, and making sure you're eating and staying hydrated are all practical steps that support your body's recovery. It's also really important to be mindful of your media exposure. Seeing or reading about the tragic event over and over can re-traumatize you and keep your body stuck on high alert. It is okay to disconnect and create a safe space for yourself to heal. For most people, the sharpest symptoms of shock will start to ease up over a few days or weeks. However, if you find that you're not feeling any better, or that your symptoms are getting in the way of your daily life, reaching out to a professional is a sign of strength. Therapies like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, can be incredibly effective in helping people process trauma and build healthy ways to cope. The moment you receive shocking news, your body kicks off this brilliant, ancient, and overwhelming survival response. From the lightning-fast surge of adrenaline to the slow burn of cortisol, every reaction, the pounding heart, the mental fog, the numbness, is part of a complex system designed to protect you. While it can feel terrifying and chaotic, just understanding what's happening on a biological level can be the first step toward feeling a little more in control. Your reaction isn't a flaw. It's a testament to your body's deep-seated will to survive. It's a profound and shared human experience. By giving yourself grace, connecting with others, and understanding the science behind the shock, you can begin to navigate the aftermath and guide your body back to a place of safety and balance. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing and turning on notifications for more content on health and psychology. For your next watch, check out our video on how to calm the nervous system after a stressful event. Take care of yourselves and each other.